Good evening, dear friends. Good evening, dear friends. Good evening, dear friends. We meet again Friday, 18th of February. Friday, 18th of February, all together, all holding hands as one tribe, one team. I hope that you are all well. Tonight, we will be talking about how you have to keep on embracing the higher consciousness that has been created between us as a people, and how you have to defend the kids. So we'll talk about keeping our head above the water. We'll talk about using some sound technique to do that. And we need to talk about how we need to protect the young ones, because today the kids are neglected a bit energetically. So, first of all, about the higher consciousness. If you observe well, more or less since the middle of last year, the two humanities now are coexisting. There are really two humanities in motion. If you observe well, if you observe the people around you, if you observe your friends, the close people, you will see that there are people who are stuck in the old way of being, and there are people who are trying to evolve. Yeah. So this higher consciousness, it manifests by hooking yourself to this higher consciousness energy. It's like it's a train and you jump on the train, yeah? But you need to every day remind yourself of this, because there are many events in the day-to-day life that will challenge you. There are many events at the individual level, city level, country level, international level that are going to challenge you, put you down, bring you down. So you need to all the time bring yourself back into that space. That space where you feel protected, nurtured, and guided. And this is very, very important that you keep yourself in that space. Because when you are in that space where you are protected, nurtured, and guided, you have more intuition, you have more guidance, you have more information on where you need to go. If you allow yourself to drop from that space where most other people are functioning, you have absolutely no guidance. Yeah. And sometimes it might be difficult for you because you can see how others are functioning and how you are functioning. And you can see or you can feel sadness that the others are not able to raise to the same level of vibration. Same level of vibration means the same level of understanding, the same level of understanding what's happening locally and internationally, and understanding what's happening to humanity at the same time. So if you observe well, you should see the separation, yeah. So this separation now is clear, yeah. Independently from the events happening outside, okay? There's like a war outside. We have to be aware of it, we have to take action to avoid danger, but we have to continue to stay in that space, yeah? So it's like if we are in the Second World War and the Nazi army is invading, we have to run away, escape, hide, do whatever we have to do, confront. But at the same time, you have to find this moment every day, this half an hour every day. And it's really half an hour, not a few minutes, where you just sit and you need to feel this gratitude, this happiness for being connected with Creator. Remember, the image I always like to do is the Creator has like many hairs, and each ending of each hair is a human heart. So his one hair comes into your heart. So you can feel him in your heart, and he can listen to you through all of these hairs that he has, if I can put it that way, as an image. So, what are the ways that you can raise yourself back again? You know, you had a difficult news, you had a challenging day, something put you down. Okay, it will happen. It will happen. You see how people are doing, you feel sorry for them, you cannot warn them, tell them, change them. Okay, so you need to regroup. And just how do you hook yourself back again on this bandwagon? How do you do that? How can you do that? Yeah? So how do we do that? How do we hook ourselves back again into this consciousness? Yeah, because this consciousness is amazing. It just goes all over the world. There's a group of old ladies in the Tierra de Fuego, which is Patagonia, which is the southern part of Argentina and Chile. It's the last piece of land before you reach Antarctica. And I connected more than a year ago with a group of ladies from Argentina, and they are in their ages from 30 to 80, and they are all standing like us. They are resisting this horror that is happening, and they keep a very strong morale, upbeat, there, holding faith. They are an example to us. Some of them are in their 80s. So we have to stay in that energy. Whatever is happening outside, you need to have this half an hour where you go in and you hook onto this energy. So what ideas you guys have to raise yourself back into this consciousness if you drop from it? Yeah. And if the internet stops sometimes, do excuse me, here in Lebanon, sometimes the internet is not very well. It stops and comes back, but stay with me, I'm here. So what we can do to raise back our awareness and go back into the vibration. Because as I said, the problem when you get out of this consciousness or this vibration that I call the love energy, yeah, which make us all feel one, your natural instinct, your ability to foresee danger, your ability to know where to go goes down. If you can go to nature and you can connect with an element and allow this element to connect with creation, that is very, very important. It will give you back your, mental health, I put it that way, and your ability, because this is something we have to work on. Yeah, I was in a natural environment in Ireland, and when I moved here to Lebanon, I moved to a small town, so I have some nature around me, but it's not the same as when I was in Ireland. Okay, and I do feel the difference. And I need to go many times out of the apartment I'm staying in to go to the trees and nature nearby to reconnect again, And when I go down to the capital city, which is full of buildings, there is very difficult to connect with the energy. Very, very difficult. It's like in general, yeah, not everybody, but in general, people who live in cities, it's like almost they lose their soul. Exchange for buzz and all the energy that goes into a city and all the people running around, and it creates like an energy of itself, but it feeds off the individual energy of people. Yeah, so going to nature and being in nature and living in nature is key. Yeah, this is why since the beginning we have said to everybody, try to organize in communities and go to nature. Yeah, it's very important. Brion Soleil says prayers and mantras. Yes, certain type of prayers can help us to reconnect. That's true. Elena said, go and breathe somewhere alone to put space in your head. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And the one thing you have to realize and you have to understand, people who are now in this new consciousness, people who are in the new consciousness, they function differently from the other people. Did you know that? We function differently. You know how we function differently? How does it work that we function differently? We do function differently. We still have the same arms, legs. Your emotional, physical, energy body becomes aware of energy exchanges. The other day, a friend told me that she now believes in picking energy from other people because she had met a friend who was very depressive, and then herself, when she went home, she started crying, and she was worried of why she's crying because she picked up this energy from this other person. And when she realized that and returned this energy to the other person, she felt better. So when Elena is saying that we have to go to nature to clear our headspace, This is the first thing that comes to me. Constantly make yourself consciously aware that we are interacting with other people. You give and take energy, which is not always good. You don't want to pick up anything from anybody because people are throwing themselves around. They're not concentrated, yeah? You know, their egos are all over the place and their emotions. So if you are emphatic and you have a big heart, you have a high chance of picking things from people around you. So you need to withdraw and go in a space that can be your power space, can be nature, wherever you like to be and feel good, and just clear all of things and return all the pieces to all the people. So the people who are in the new consciousness, they understand that they can pick from people. There's a book that mentioned this more than 15 years ago. It was called, or it is called, the Celestine Prophecy. In the Celestine Prophecy, people become aware that they are merging with each other. You know, we can talk about this longer another session, but this merging issue, you have to be aware of it, that you are picking bits and pieces from people. So when you go home, just empty yourself till you actually get a deep. When it's ideal to have your candle lit, and you know, you can also take a little bit of sage. The sage is ideal, you know, you burn your sage and you purify. Just this process allows you to feel a little bit better with more space in your head, that you can face more difficulties in life and so on. Yeah? Any ideas, comments about this? How to return the energy to the other person. Okay, now this is very important. We will do a talk about it. I just take notes here. How to return the energy. Yeah, okay. Next week I'll do a special one on returning unwanted energy or something like that. Yeah. But the basic method, Yelena, is that you sit in your space and you take a few deep breaths. I'll go more through it next week, but just giving you a hint now. And just visualize the people who are around you in your space. This would be nobody. And visualize them on your hand and just blow them back to themselves. But I'll go more in depth about this technique of returning energy to people. Next week we'll do a subject on that. Yeah, returning unwanted energy to people. Yeah, yeah. We'll go on the basics of it. Yeah, and it is key that you find your power place. You know, it can be in your home or nature where you can actually think. And when you think, you start feeling where these things are. So in the new consciousness that we are living now through, the ones of us who have decided to go this path, we feel all of this much, much more than others. Yeah, we have merged, you know, like the humans have merged, you know. Yeah. So going to nature is one technique. Brian Soleil mentioned prayers and mantras. That is true. Yelena says, how to clean up ourselves, you said, by this breathing, but maybe we need more. Yes, yes. It needs more. It needs a whole talk for itself. We will do a talk for that. You know, I just put note here that next Friday we'll do a talk on that. Absolutely. So one thing I wanted to share with you today is there's a sound that we use for different purposes, and this sound can help you to hook back on the bandwagon. Yeah, so you imagine that the light is coming and you make the sound, and it's like the sound is a call to connect to this light. Yeah, it's like your energy hook to hold on to this light. So if you'd like, we can do the process together. Just sit yourself comfortably again, and if you have a candle, it's better. And the sound is Hum. H-U-U-M, very long, yeah? And you just go and you breathe in deeply and mentally visualize a light coming from you, hooking to this universal light and bringing it back in the body. So you go Hum. 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 Okay, so for me, I feel it immediately after doing it 3 repetitions of the sound. I feel like a shower of light coming in my head, and it's really nice. And you can see it even changes my voice, and my mood becomes even more positive. This is essential. So even if you have, 20 minutes a day, you need to sit down, you need to light your candle, and you need to make the sound. Yeah, you need to do that. You have luxury to go into nature and do it, it's even better. It's even better.